All right. Good afternoon, everybody. A very special Friday today. Happy Juneteenth to everyone out there. And this is Jason Leva with the Fort Worth Community Arts Center. We would like to welcome you to our Friday edition of Boxed Lunch. We have a wonderful guest today, founder, producer, actress, choreographer, writer, performer. She does it all, the one and only Cinetrea Grace Williams. How are you doing today, Cinetrea?
I'm doing great, Jason. I'm excited to be here today.
Well, we are so very grateful for you joining us today. I am so excited not only to see what is on your lunch menu, but also what you have to share with us in the community today. So again, thank you so much for being here. And I certainly appreciate you taking the time to join me for a virtual, wonderful boxed lunch today. So before we delve into it, would you mind just introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about who you are and what it is you do?
Okay, well, of course, my name is Cinetrea Grace Williams, as you said, and I have a nonprofit called 619 Productions. And we have been established for 20 years now, pretty much, serving the community. And we do everything from art classes to live productions. We're currently working on a documentary called Dance Like David. And we've done it all. We serve our community, and we've had a creative arts center. We've operated out of a theater. And we're currently just operating on a project-by-project basis right now. But we've been here serving Fort Worth for a long time, and we've been enjoying it. My background is television and also dance, acting, all of the arts. I love the arts. I've been a member of the wonderful Community Arts Center family for a long time, and I'm just happy to be here with you today.
Very nice. I'm always intrigued to meet people in these boxed lunch programs. It just goes again to show how small the artistic community can be. I was looking through your Facebook page, and it looks like we have a couple of people in common. M. Legend Brown, a filmmaker out of Dallas as well. I had the privilege to work with him a few years back on one of his features. So I always like it when my circles close up and I'm able to meet some people that know some people that I know some people. So again, we're just very, very glad to have you, and just look forward to hearing what it is you have to share with us. So with that being said, what is on your lunch menu today?
Woo! We're doing something special today, Jason. We are going to do, in honor of Juneteenth, a Juneteenth barbecue black bean burger served with some fruit. And
very nice.
One of the celebrations of Juneteenth, of course, is barbecue. So we're taking a healthier twist on it today by bringing in the black bean burger. And of course, the black beans is another staple in the African-American community, the beans itself. And we're just going to take that to a healthier level if you have to have a good burger today, and make it a little bit healthier if you're on a diet. Or if you're just trying to eat healthy.
I certainly hear you. I tried a little bit of, and I'm trying to get my terminology right, vegetarian lunch items last week. And I also tried my best to educate myself on some things. So my menu today is also a barbecue sandwich, and I'm going with a little bit of different twist on it. I'm doing an open-faced barbecue sandwich. I'm not as healthy, though. I went with some prepackaged beef brisket, and so I'll be warming that up. But I do have a couple of little special things, hopefully, to add a little bit of flair to that as well. So do you mind talking a little bit about some of the ingredients that you're using today and how you go about putting all that together?
Okay, well, the full menu is the black bean burger with the peppers and onions. And we're going to serve that with some fresh fruit, staying on the healthier side again, not trying to use French fries or anything. So I have a wonderful black bean patty that I get these from Sam's. They have a Chipotle black bean burger patty that comes in a packet of 12. And
Wow.
these are good. They're thick and they're, you know, a nice size, particularly for you men out there that needs a nice size burger. And I got some kale out of my garden. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And some tomatoes out of my garden. We're using the 3 tri-colored bell peppers, the red, the orange, and the yellow, that we're going to saute along with some onions. And I have pre-toasted a hamburger bun. So depending on how you like your buns, you know. So I like mine toasted. And of course, we're going to have some fruit. So I have strawberries, some wonderful black grapes here, and some sliced oranges. I'm going to top that off with a little barbecue sauce. And in honor of Juneteenth again, red soda water is a staple, Jason. So go get you some red soda today so you can celebrate. This was a staple. This was something that the slaves were not able to drink when it was being produced back then. So right after Juneteenth, they got some red soda water. So we celebrate with that every year.
Very nice. And I noticed your dress has a hint of red in it as well. I believe that is also a staple. So you look absolutely fantastic. And I cannot wait to see the finished product. It looks absolutely delicious, and it's not even made yet. I'm so glad that there's some balance to my store-bought lunch. And I'm basically just going with some Brookwood Farms real barbecue, some beef there. I'll be warming that up. I do also have a little bit of coleslaw that I got also from Tom.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to kick things up a little bit with some jalapeno cheddar bread that I've got cut.
Yeah.
So that'll be the base. And then I'll fill you in on my little secret topping here in just a little bit. So
all right.
I can't wait. All right, we'll get to it. While we're starting to do our preparation, and mine's pretty simple, just kind of heating up some pre-packaged barbecue. I was curious if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about how your organization, 619, or even yourself in your personal, professional life has been affected and reacting to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, of course, it took us all by storm, and all it was a overnight thing. You know, we weren't ready for it, of course. And my organization at the time had been working on a documentary. The documentary I mentioned a little bit earlier, called Dance Like David, in which we have been going across country, and even some of our local dancers. We've been interviewing these dancers who are givers of themselves and who have made a big impact personally on my life and on the life of others throughout their communities. So we've been in New York. We went to California. And while we were in New York, we were able to interview the talented Camille Brown. She is actually the first African-American female to be nominated for a Tony for choreography in 22 or 23 years. And you know her work.
Yes.
You may not know all of her work, but recently she did the Jesus Christ Superstar with John Legend that was on TV. So that was all her choreography. So we interviewing famous people. We're interviewing people that are right next door to us, you know, locally, and Dallas. And these are people who are givers, who not just go out there and dance, but, you know, they provide stuff for, like, you know, kids in the community. They can't afford dance classes. They're out there giving free dance classes and have different programs and, you know, doing what they can with their talents. So this particular documentary, you know, got put on hold because, you know, we weren't able to go anywhere. So I was able to do like what we're doing right now, Jason, do a few COVID interviews by way of webcam. I have the awesome Desmond Richardson that I was able to get, you know, and he did a wonderful interview with us. If you're not familiar with Desmond Richardson, he's pretty much the #1 modern dancer in the world, and he's a phenomenal dancer. You've seen his work on PBS, and So You Think You Can Dance, you know, all over the place. So we were able to get that interview done and a couple others via web, just like we're doing today. So it kind of altered our plans. the work study students that were working with us, of course, they had to go home. So, it just kind of pulled the rug from under us. So, but we're still moving forward, and our classes that we're going to be offering are going to be offered online. We have some starting this coming week on Thursday, family arts. And I think our first class is vocals with Todd Jeffrey. So we're excited about that. So we'll be doing a class every Thursday at noon for the next several weeks.
Great. Well, it sounds like you are staying busy, and I always encourage people, we'll kind of circle back to this a little later, but after we're done with the interview, hopefully you'll be able to pop back onto Facebook and put some links down there in the comments section for anybody that has any interest or would like to participate in those classes as well. So did you have, were you yourself in New York as well, or was your documentary with the folks that were up there, people that are based there as well? Did you have to change travel or come back out of any of the communities that were hit so hard when all this started?
Well, we were here at the time. Yeah, no, we were in New York prior to the COVID outbreak. So we had already got that done. So fortunately, we weren't out in the middle of it. So that was a good thing. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Wow. Yeah, it sounds like some great work being done there. I'm glad you're able to continue with that, and really look forward to the finished product. I think we need art more than ever now, and so it's very encouraging that you're still able to move forward with that project, and I look forward to seeing the end results. So, all right, now I see like you're moving on pretty well there, and
I am moving on.
Talk a little bit about what you got going on. I see a couple of skillets there. I'm down to just one saucepan. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what all you got going there?
Well, I have my black bean burger sizzling right now as we speak. And I like mine a little crispy. So I put a little oil in it and sizzle it on up. I am using liquid smoke. Nice. I love a good barbecue taste.
Yes.
So I wear this stuff out. I put it in everything. And, you can use Worcestershire sauce or whatever. And I put a double bowl seasoning on it. Yeah, that's my island roots. My mother's from St. Croix. And I love a little island flavor. And, of course, salt and pepper to taste. And I have my peppers grilling back here and my onions. So everything's cooking along.
Wow, I can smell it from here. Just looks fantastic. All right, while you're sauteing all that and putting a little char on that burger, tell me a little bit about what you have learned about your organization or yourself personally during all of these trying times.
Well, one thing I learned is that we have the mindset of always getting it done anyway, no matter what's going on with our organization. If we set out to do something, we may take a pause, a time to breathe and regroup, and then we're gonna gunshun up ourselves, put a backpack on, and get it done regardless, some kind of way. That's been our story through the years with the ups and downs of finances, with nonprofits, and we've been able to sustain and help a lot of people. So, I've learned that even if you get hit this hard, like we've recently been hit, that we still have that little engine going, and we can still get it done.
Yeah, for better or worse, I think being in the arts industry, I think we might have had a small leg up on some of the other small businesses and nonprofit organizations, and really just business in general. Arts are always a struggle, and I know that there would be some artistic leaders that would say it's always a challenge, even in good times, to be able to find ways to create and bring income and audiences to the artistic community. So I think that did give us a little bit of preparation to be able to really dig deep and and find how we could still continue to be productive and carry on. And so I'm seeing a lot of arts organizations that are struggling, really more and more every day. So again, it's just very encouraging to hear that people are willing to stay in the game and find ways to think outside the box and continue to move the arts forward. So glad to hear that that's happening for you and your organization as well. We need as many as we can, and I really hope we continue as artists to pull together and do all we can to support one another. So
thank you.
So if you don't mind, I'd like to change the topic a little bit. I know that today is a very special day with the Juneteenth holiday. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind speaking a little bit about what you would like people to understand about the importance of today's holiday and why it should be recognized and celebrated.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, Jason, thank you so much, because it is important to be able to share this holiday, because a lot of people still don't have a understanding of it. Juneteenth is a celebration of freedom. And it's been 155 years now that we've been emancipated, particularly in the state of Texas. It was in 1865 when Major Gordon Granger pulled up to Galveston, Texas. And he rode in with a copy of the Emancipation Proclamation that had been displayed 2 years prior in January of 1863 by Abraham Lincoln. And so we were getting the news a few years late that we were free. And so there was a big celebration, of course, and there was a little anger, but the celebration nevertheless, because now the southern parts of the country were free. And since then, we have been celebrating Juneteenth in the state of Texas, which has broadened out throughout the United States. When I was in Los Angeles working out there in the industry, they have celebrations that are bigger than ours down here in Texas. And that was good to see. And it's taken a while to make it a law in most of those states. However, we have people like the wonderful Opal Lee, who is out marching right now downtown, doing some work to still try to make it law. She's been at this for all of her life. I call her my godmother. And if people are watching and they want to go downtown and join that event, that's down there at the convention center, Fort Worth Convention Center. But it's been a struggle. She's been working on getting that law passed for a long time. Since we only have 3 states that don't recognize Juneteenth, it really doesn't make sense not to make it a national holiday. And so that is the push, because this benefits everybody. One is free, when we're all free, it's just a wonderful brotherhood of everyone being free and being able to enjoy the freedom. And this is something that all of our kids should know, because it is dealing with the Emancipation Proclamation, and that we didn't get the word until later that all men are to be created equal. And so we're still struggling with that, as particularly what's going on right now in the world. But one step at a time, we're getting there. And now with everything going on, I think now the bills will get passed a little bit easier as far as the cop relationships with, as far as the good and the bad cops, and getting a system set up for that. Because in the African American community, we've all been affected by that. Me, myself, I had been pulled over with 6 guns in my face as an African American woman just 5 years ago. 6 police guns were pointed in my face as I was so-called in a potential stolen car. And this was right on Rosedale Street in the back parking lot of the theater in which I was occupying at the time. And so stuff like that, that put a little scar in my brain, so that's not the first time, but that was the most recent time for just me, not to mention my sons and you know, my brothers, my husband. You know, it's a struggle. So today is a very important day. I think we're going to get a lot of stuff done now, because what has happened recently with all the awareness of the police brutality is making everybody aware. A video speaks 1,000 words. Yes. You know, our voices have not been heard, but to see it and to feel it and experience it for yourself, that speaks 1,000 words. So although we will miss George Floyd and all of the victims who have been through this tragedy, he has been a martyr for a time such as this. So we can all grow and get a better understanding of what is really happening and make some changes, one step at a time. You know, we don't have much time to do it, I don't think. I think we just need to hit it. But if everybody takes a step forward, and if everybody does something, like you're giving me the opportunity today to speak to your audience, which is great, and you're learning about Juneteenth and the emancipation, which was supposed to happen, but we're still not there. So if everybody does a little bit, we can do a lot. So I'm grateful for having this opportunity. You know, even if anybody can go get a book, you know, this is a book that my aunt sent me from the Virgin Islands called Emancipation. Because believe it or not, they still cannot vote on the Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands. So they have senators that go to the meetings in Washington, D.C. They have House of Representative members, but they still cannot vote on the island. And so the islands of, you know, these Caribbean islands, you know, St. Croix, St. John, the U.S. Virgin Islands, are so-called free, but they're still not getting the ability to take part in the rights that we're supposed to have as human beings in this country, or being associated or owned under the United States flag. So I just learned of that 2 years ago, Jason, and that blew me away. I said, what do you mean? Because I went home, you know, to see my family. And I said, what do you mean you can't vote? And I was on the plane with a senator from the Virgin Islands. So, of course, that didn't make sense to me. You know, we have a senator being represented, but the islanders can still not vote. So, by way of slave trade, of course, the Caribbean islands were the first place that the slaves went to. And then, of course, they migrated to the United States. So the Caribbean islands are still feeling the knee on the neck of not being able to vote.
Amazing. I had no idea. I did not know that.
Yeah. So we're still moving, but it's a heavy load to bear as a people, but it's something that we're overcoming, and something that now everyone is able to see and feel as human beings, you know, in this country and as the world abroad as well.
Wow. I honestly, I'm humbled to be able to be a part of your message, and to do anything I can to allow voices to be heard. And I hope at the Art Center we continue to push that message, and also do all we can to platform these voices and try to move us forward as a culture, as a nation, because it is imperative that we get our minds around this and we move in a positive direction.
Yes.
You know, you kind of answered some of the stuff about my next question. I'm going to ask it again anyway, because I feel it's important.
Okay.
How do you see the culture today adapting and coming together with all that's going on in the world?
Well, thanks to our artists. Number one. There's something about artists, Jason, that is able to feel a little bit more strongly than, not to put anybody down, but something about artists who have a broader, open mind, if you will. The artists are coming together. People are extending themselves, you know, like Ellen, like all the talk show hosts at night that are opening their television studios and their way of communicating to the world to educate people. You know, the artists are creating songs. The artists are creating different platforms to go out and open up the hearts, because the music opens up the hearts, art opens up the hearts, and of course, television, you have a direct contact and a link to people. And so the artists are coming together and creating opportunities, getting together with our social activists, and making a demand. And so that's a little bit different now. You know, before it was just, okay, we're going to put some things out there so you can become aware. But now we're making a demand on humanity. And so it's a great thing to see everybody coming together and, you know, extending an open arm and an open gateway. And I love my people at the Arts Council. Lord, they have always been open-minded and opening the doors to everyone. You know, it's always been unity in the community with Arts Council. And so we're seeing that all across the board, all across the world with our artists. And, you know, we have a wonderful movie coming out tonight, Juneteenth, yes, on Netflix.
Yep.
And it's Miss Juneteenth. That is produced by, it's on demand. And so I encourage everybody to go buy that. You know, that's by one of our local artists, Channing Peoples Williams and Neil Creek Williams. And that comes on tonight. It's available today. So they can learn a little bit about Juneteenth and also support an African-American artist and producer and director. And they've had write-ups in the New York Times and everything. So just as long as we keep doing things as artists and creating a platform for change and social change and get rid of all this injustice that's going on, it's been a great thing to be a part of that unity with artists.
Yes, fantastic information. Please make a point to come back to the comments and see if we can get that link in the Facebook comments as well for that movie, so that we can get out there and support that as well.
Awesome.
I'm just very, very honored to be able to take this opportunity to celebrate with you on Box Lunch. It is a day of celebration, and to be able to share my lunch with you and you know, see the unity through what I believe food. It's a common thread amongst all of us, and I'm just very grateful and very humbled to have the opportunity to share this time with you. Just some fantastic information, and I just again can't thank you enough. So switching back a little bit to celebrating, it looks like you're moving on to your plating there.
I am plating.
You're doing great. You're moving on. You're way ahead of me. Do you have any secret ingredients or secret tips that you use to ensure deliciousness on that wonderful lunch?
Well, like I said, I cannot do without this. Bam.
Yeah, liquid smoke, that is a keeper.
Liquid smoke and my adobo. Something about an adobo seasoning. You know, it has all those wonderful flavors in there that brightens up whatever you put it on. You know, and then I'm putting some shredded cheddar cheese on there, which is, you know, I gotta have some cheese.
Yes.
I want to go a little bit healthy. Like my son, he does a dairy-free cheese. Yay! Well, I'm not going all the way healthy today, Jason. I need some cheese. Yeah. Now, of course,
oh, go ahead.
Of course, barbecue sauce.
Absolutely. So my special ingredient today is panko breadcrumbs.
Oh.
So I sprinkle that over the top of the barbecue, and just gives me a little crunch in there. And my other ingredient, I don't know if it's secret anymore. I think I've used it on 90% of the lunches that I've made, but it's just good old Tabasco sauce. The barbecue that I've got is sweet, tangy flavor, and I like a little bit of heat in a lot of my food, so I'll put a little dash of that in there. So All right, so while
Okay.
you're plating up there, I'm gonna get started on my plating here as well. Will you tell me a little bit about what item or food venue do you most look forward to indulging in now that people are starting to get back out and around in the community?
Yes. Well, I have a spot in Arlington that I go to when I can. And here recently, I've had it, and I'm having it again today because it's my birthday. It is Jamaica Gates. And if you haven't been to Jamaica Gates, Jason, off of Cooper, I need you to get over there, brother.
Well, you put a link in the comments, and I will head that way.
Woo, it is so good. I get my go-to dish is the stewed fish, and it's really pan-seared first, pan-seared whole red snapper. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then they put the wonderful sauce with all the wonderful onions, and so it has this red-brown sauce, a Caribbean sauce over the peas and rice, which is another island staple.
Man.
Yeah, the sauteed cabbage and carrots and as a side dish, and we can't do without the plantains. Woo! Fried plantain. So that's my go-to dish. It reminds me of my mother and, home cooking from the islands. And that's what I go to when I need to have a little something special. And I'm getting it today. Yay! Because it's my birthday.
That sounds absolutely to die for. So I'll make it a point to get out there, and I am certainly looking forward to having some food outside of my own attempts, I call it, at cooking. So I've done a little bit of curbside, and I was very disappointed. One of my favorite Mediterranean places over on 7th Street has changed into a hamburger shop. So broke my heart. So I've got to go find some Euros somewhere else. So if anybody has any leads on any Euro places in Fort Worth, please put those in the comments as well.
Oh, wow. I love Mediterranean food.
I know. I'm looking for some of that as well. So, all right. So, Cinetrea, would you mind talking a little bit about any helpful community resources that you are seeing or using for your organization or personally, and how your organization can be benefited or provide assistance to other artists or organizations?
Okay, I sure will. Well, we recently partnered with Project Good, and we were able to pick up boxes of fresh fruits and vegetables, and we served them from our church. My husband is a pastor as well at New Spirit of Prayer Family Church. So we did a partnership, and we're able to pick up food, fresh fruits and vegetables, and serve those from the church. And so I think a lot of that is going on right now.
Yes.
And it's fulfilling a great need, because all of a sudden now people, who are out of work don't have any, the food that they were used to or accustomed to. And so that's able to help out a lot of people. And so also, what we're doing, like I was saying a little bit earlier, is we're just trying to provide a creative outlet for kids and adults, because I'll be taking a class or two myself that we're offering, and just trying to have something to create some kind of positive outlet while we're going through this and creating a new normal, if you will, and offering these classes to the community, just not for the children, but to the family as well.
Right.
So, we have a lot of kids that are busybodies and they don't have anything to do. So this is something that they can take for free and get a voice lesson, get a hip hop lesson, an acting lesson, or a painting. So we're doing all, the visuals and the performing as well. So
and is there a website for that as well, or
yes.
Yeah, please make sure that gets into the comments as well, so we can share that and try to get some other people involved in that as well. It sounds like again, just some really fantastic information today. So you mind talking a little bit about any tips or tricks that you might have or be practicing to stay healthy mentally and physically?
Okay, well, tips or tricks. Well, I love reading in the morning. I go into my little meditative state. You know, I read the Bible, I read some prayers and a daily word. And then I go out to my garden. Now that is something I just started at the beginning of the pandemic. I have not gardened since, 30 years, you know, with my mother. And so that was something new that came back, and it's been great. I have green beans out there, tomatoes, look, cherry tomatoes, these came from out there.
Nice.
Yeah, along with the kale that I showed you, you know, kale and broccoli. It was amazing seeing that broccoli come up. And, you know, okra. Yeah, I'm doing it, Jason. I didn't know I had it in me. It's been a minute.
Did it all come rushing back to you, or did you have to kind of refresh yourself on how to get it done?
Yeah, I had to refresh myself. I had to get on Google, and then I had a family member come through and tell me everything I was doing wrong and help me to fix some things. But I still was doing pretty good out there. You know, I got to prepare for this Texas heat. The Texas heat took out my spinach. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, I think a lot more people are getting outside these days, and that's good health-wise, but I think they're also remembering why we stayed inside for so long. So
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so it looks like you are all plated up and ready for your final presentation. Is that correct?
I am, yes.
Okay, I'm going to go first as you move here to the camera. I'm just going to show you here a little bit. So I've got that open face sandwich right there, and put on my little breadcrumbs on there, and then I'll just spin it around so everybody can see that.
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
So not too bad there, not too bad. All right, let's see what you got there.
Okay, I have my black bean burger, and I have made a veggie edible cup out of my broccoli. I mean, my what do you call it? Yeah, my Brussels sprout leaves. These are Brussels sprout leaves out of my garden, Jason.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So we made a little cup for those because, you know, they kind of come in a little circle cup. And there's my black bean burger.
That looks absolutely delicious. Okay, set that down for just a second, if you can, right there in front of you. Now, I believe you might have mentioned another reason why today is a special day. I think you might have said that it was your birthday. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm 56 today. Yay!
56 years young. So I have a special treat for you here. Some might call it a treat. Some might call it maybe not a treat after I'm done. But I just wanted to take the time and wish you a happy birthday. So I promise when all this is over, I give you my word, I will get you one of these. I will put it in your hand, and I will find a way to celebrate your birthday in person, even if it's just to say happy birthday. Now,
that's so sweet.
Now, I'm going to sing real quick and real quiet because everybody's going to log off before I finish the song. So I'll try to keep it brief, and I'll try to stay in tune. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cinetrea. Happy birthday to you. All right, and we're going to do a little magic here. So I want you to make a wish and then take a nice deep breath and blow that candle out.
Okay.
Oh, you crushed it.
Yay. Thank you so much. That was so sweet.
It's my pleasure. And with that being said, Cinetrea, it has been an absolute joy to visit with you. I can't thank you enough for taking the time. Happy birthday. Happy Juneteenth. I hope your celebration today goes well. You told me off camera you've got some plans today, so I hope they all work out. Any final words or thoughts for our viewers out there?
Yes. Always remember to give peace, blessings, and love. Thank you for sharing this moment with me, Jason. Thank you for my surprise birthday. Thank you to all our artists out there. And for anybody who wants to take a class, go to www.619productions.org. That's 619productions.org. Thank you, Jason.
It has been my pleasure. We'll get all those links out there in the comments. Double check us, and if we miss anything, just feel free to put any information on there you want. Okay, so this is how we sign off. You're going to lift up your plate there. We're going to take one little bite, say goodbye to everybody. I hope everybody has a safe weekend. Please take care of one another. Look out for your friends. Look out for your neighbors. Look out for your community. So we are so grateful to all of you. We'll be back on Monday with another episode. And with that being said, have a wonderful week, everybody. Bon appetit, my friends.
Bon appetit.
Stay safe out there. Nice job. Not too bad.
I did that.